Let's go! The fucking highs and lows, ladies and gentlemen.
The high.
Definition of fantasy fucking football. I mean, we're talking even more so than a crack addict on a quest for, well, crack. So, here I am, trying to snake my way into the playoffs. Fucking Dan is like, I'm going to have my only good performances against one person this year.
It's
So,
you.
fuck him. He's such an
In case
asshole.
anybody was confused, it's Bren.
Yeah. Fucking 3 times I gotta verse this fucking dick eater. Fucking lose every single time. Ugh.
Oh man, it played out in your favor too, and it still couldn't work. Still didn't work.
No. But here we are again, boys. New week. Fresh start. I'm here with my boys Josh Rodriguez and Big Fisher.
Yeah.
It's crazy you brought up the highs and lows because, like, even though Dan won, it's hilarious. Like, he's talking like if he, because of the injury to, which I get it. It's frustrating whether you win or lose when, you just make a trade for a player and.
Dude, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse.
Right. But it's just like, it's funny though. Like, I'm not making fun of him, but it's just funny because he won. But then, he's like, fuck fantasy, like all this. And it's like, well, I said, I get it. That's a horrible fucking feeling where he trades for the player. Or Justin. Justin's another example. The dude's 6-4, and all he's doing is complaining about stuff. I can't get kicker production. Like, I get it's frustrating, but it's like, dude, you're still 6-4. It's not like he's 3-7 and he can't do that, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's it kind of sucks that it's a longer season too. It's only by 1 week, but it could be a grind on everyone.
Oh yeah. No, I know.
Especially our significant others who love this time of year.
I know it was rough for me coming into the week because I had my lineup set on Tuesday. I was like, I'm good to go. And next thing I know, Njoku's like, I guess I'm not going to play.
Right.
Like, okay, understandable. Now I got to go drop a guy I don't want to drop, pick somebody else up. And then all of a sudden, Kyler Murray's like, I'm going to
I
take
got a
the week off
hammy.
too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a hammy issue. I'm going to
He was
take the
trying to
week off.
pull a Kadarius Tony where fake a hammy to get traded and then magically he's fully healthy again.
So I
That's what
lose
he was.
Mostert, who ends up having a great week to
Right.
fucking fill in with Danny Dimes and Knox. Who,
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's why you dropped Mostert was because of those two.
Yeah, I was kind of curious as well. It's a good point. I was trying to think what it was.
And my Thursday guys were locked in, so I couldn't get rid of Alagier like I would have, kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just in a shitty spot. Had to make a move.
Yeah.
Or take a 0 in a spot,
Yeah, those don't feel good.
Nope.
Yeah, Craig, how you feeling after your butt whooping you put on Funk?
Oh man, so fucking good. I'm kidding.
That's what, 2 good performances from your team in a row? How does that feel?
Was it in a row? I don't
Or
know.
2 out of 3. I guess it's 2 out of 3. Yeah.
I personally, it almost sucks being in the position of like being hopeful instead of just being out of it at this point because it's making me still like have to play. So, and my team is, its starting lineup is where it needs to be now. I'm trying to get into some bye week hell like everybody else had to do the last 2 weeks. This is probably gonna be my worst week.
Sorry, you'll still put up 150 on me. It's okay.
Am I versing you this week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, at least I got that going for me. So
exactly
that percentage. But yeah, no, I mean it's been a rough year. So it sucks that Funk's basically out of it at this point.
Yeah, we'll go over that a little later. Like I was telling you guys before we started, we got some
Right.
scenario. He's not out of it, but it's he needs a lot to fall his way for sure. It was funny when we made that trade last week. I was like, well, dude, you sent me this for DJ Moore. Like, too late. Do you want me to see about Dan, pushing it through or whatever? And he's just like, well, you know, if you want to talk to him about it, that's fine, but I'm in no hurry to push a trade through. I'm like, dude, you need these players. Like, why would you make this trade and then why wouldn't you just wait?
Right.
If you're so nonchalant about it, like I'm like, whatever. Well, I'll see what, and then obviously, you know, that whole thing. But yeah, I was just like, okay, well, if I was you, I'd be in a little more of a hurry to, get these players to better your team or whatever. But
So did you offer him that trade, or did he offer you that trade?
no, he offered me that trade.
Okay.
Yeah, he offered me that trade. And I've been offering him a bunch of trades and we've been really close. And a lot of them were kind of similar to that. Um, but yeah,
I mean, I think if you even look at it, that wouldn't have helped him win, right? I mean, he's still.
no, yeah, and that's what Brennan and I were talking about before you got on, Craig, was that because I was like, oh man, because Brennan was like, yeah, they didn't push that trade through, did they? And I was like, no. And then I looked at it, he would have only had like 100 points if he had all those players. So he still would have lost no matter what.
Yeah, I'm very curious. So did that get voted through, or did that stay at 5? I thought
It stayed at 5
because Funk
because
never said anything.
Funk
Right.
never
Funk never
voted,
ultimately
Barber
said
voted,
anything.
never
Cool.
voted. Yeah, so
Cool.
it stayed
So
at
we're at
5.
a standstill at court. I see. That's good.
Yeah,
We'll discuss it next Tuesday.
yeah, it's something we can do
I don't
in the
mind the
off.
12-hour proclamation. I don't mind that. I think that was a good in
Yeah,
between. I like the
well, yeah,
12
because
hour.
if you're making a trade the same day where it can't go through in 12 hours, like yeah, you for sure don't
You
deserve to get
waited.
it
Yeah,
pushed
you
through.
waited to the last minute.
Right.
Yeah.
But like with the 24-hour thing, and especially like, someone like Funk, he's not as like glued to his fantasy football app and stuff as we are and stuff like that. And that happens and life happens and the
Even
next
how
thing you
much I
know.
look at it, I'd like 12 hours. So
Right.
we'll definitely vote on that.
Exactly.
That out.
So I get it, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, 24 hours is just this is crazy. But yeah, no, we had some interesting man, some injuries kind of sucked. Mac losing Cooper Cup, that's a big blow to him and his chances. Losing probably a top
Yeah.
player in fantasy overall.
That
You
does.
know,
Right. To
Yeah,
like
Mac.
read that all of a sudden, I was like, oh.
yeah. And then when I said Dan thought he was solidifying, which Dan was going all in on the Eagles, man. Having
Right.
Dan with
That
the
was funny.
Eagles,
Mhm.
you got Shane with the Niners going all in with them. You got some people
Those
going
are
all in
risky
with
moves,
the team.
man. When I
Yeah,
first saw it, I couldn't hate on it because I got it. Like I get it, like he keeps doing it week to week. So like, why not keep betting on that? But
right.
yeah, I feel like your overall chances of getting screwed is just increased because of that one team. So
Yeah, I will say though, like the Eagles up until last night has been a really good offense. Like to where
oh
they're one
yeah,
of the teams you would want to maybe do that with.
100%.
Same with the Niners; they become a really good offense with
Yep.
what you call it,
Christian
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey changing that entire
So
offense.
like yeah, to where now like those are offenses you can possibly do that with. Just like a Kansas City is a team you could possibly do that with.
Yep.
But
Hmm.
that's what 3 out of 32 teams you'd probably that you would say okay, I'm okay with
Kansas
having
City actually might not be one of those teams because fucking Patty Mahomes spreads the ball so much. That's why there's fucking 3 running backs that are in the mix now, too. Whatever. It's still
true, but I
crazy.
mean they
Receivers
passed
wise,
it. Yeah, they don't like. I mean, I wouldn't want to use one of their running backs, but
I wouldn't
if
want to use
you
any. Go ahead. Sorry.
if
Yeah, if you had like Patty, Juju, and
Kelsey,
Kelsey,
yeah,
GG.
exactly.
No.
I'd even take the risk with maybe Marquez Valdez Scantling, like if I was gonna try that situation.
Yeah.
Because even he, 1 out of every 2 or 3 games is going to go off for 25 points. So like,
Yeah.
It's
but
true.
no,
True.
Juju would for sure be the one that like if I had to choose, go on that. But
You
no,
make
it's
him.
interesting. That's for sure. Like I said that, and then just people winning. and the situations it creates, man, with the playoffs. It's like hold on, I gotta pull this up. I guess you boys okay if we just get into the playoff situations?
Oh yeah, let's
Go
do
for
it.
it.
All right. So like right now, um, so what I posted earlier in the group chat, not earlier today, but I think it was yesterday. Um, those standings stood. So we got Barber as the number 1 seed. I'm the number 2 seed. But now we have the same record, tied for the same record, Barber. Shane, 7-3, man. Kid just keeps winning. Schedule or not, he keeps winning. So can't fault him for that. Me off, but
True.
can't
True.
fault him for that.
You can't fault him for the schedule.
Right. Justin 6-4. He's the 4 seed. Um, Nate and Dan are both 5-5. Or I think Dan's actually the seed because Dan has more points for, and then Nate's the 6 seed. B man, you're the 7 seed, holding on. You're
Holding just
holding
barely.
on. Yep. Mac and Craig are both 3-7, and Funk is 1-9. Like I said, surprisingly, he's not out of it. It's he's hanging on by his pinky like fingernail on the cliff. But he still got it. So let's start with Funk. So this is, and I didn't get into like the nitty gritty of like, because I just basically made it very simple. So like, Funk has to win out. If he doesn't win out, like if he loses one game, he's done basically. So he has to win out. But not only does he have to win out, basically Mac, Craig, and Bren, all three of you have to lose out, and that's for Funk to get the 7th seed. Or he just has to like Bren, you for sure have to lose out.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could score one more, or because you're at 4, and there's 4 games left, so like technically you could win 1 and he wins 3, but then he would have to outscore you with points. And that goes the same with Mac and Craig, that you guys could win 1 game and he ties you guys at 4, but then once again, he has to outscore you guys with points. So the easiest way for him to make the 7th spot is to all three of you lose out, which I think it's technically possible because you guys don't face each other in the last 4 games. I don't think. Hold on, let's see. Because if you guys if Craig, if you played Bren, that would
Right.
obviously give you win.
Right.
Whatever. So, oh, you do play Craig, Bren.
Oh
So,
yeah,
so
easy
yeah,
to big win. Yeah,
yeah,
Easy
yeah.
W for me.
yeah. I
Yeah,
marked
right.
that on the schedule, dude.
Whatever, bro. I'm nipping on them heels, Brian. You better watch it.
He's sucking on the nipples, or I mean, he's nipping on them heels. Yeah. So no, like a situation like that just makes it obviously, a lot harder for
Oh yeah.
him. And then I said that he could possibly get as high as the 5th spot, but that's if he wins out. Mac, Craig, Bren, Nate, and or Dan have no more than 5 wins, and he ends up with more points than all of you. Then he can get the 5th spot.
So there's a chance.
So I'm telling him there's a chance. It's not very likely, at least for the 5th spot. The 7th spot, I would give him like a 20% chance. That even might be highball. Um, so that's for Funk to make the playoffs. Craig, yours and Max are way more simpler. You have to win one more game than Bren in the last 4. So if Bren wins 2, you have to win 3. Blah blah, and you have to outscore him by 103.8 points in the last 4. So that'll get you the 7th spot. Or if you win 2 more games than him, so if he wins 2, you win all 4. Blah blah. Um, then you overtake him for the 7th spot. And that's obviously
What if
assuming
I win 2 and he loses 4?
then you would overtake him for the 7th spot.
Suck it, Bram.
Not
That's
gonna happen, bud.
that's still you winning 2 more games than him.
That would be one
Uh,
more game than him. What are you talking? Oh, in the next 4 games, winning 2 more games than him.
yeah. So if you won 2 out of the next 4 and he lost 4, that's still you winning 2 more games than him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So,
so
Bren,
yeah,
I just got to beat you. So get fucked. Get out of here.
Mm-mm.
Get out of here. Just start benching.
right.
Just
You
start
could
benching.
you could finish as high as the 4th spot though, Craig.
If I win
And
out,
yeah, obviously you'd have to win out, and kind of like with Funk, you'd need a lot to go your way with points for and stuff.
I mean, you just got to make it to the dance, baby.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's why I kind of went into more detail for like that 7th spot, because that's way more easily attainable for you. Well, all 3 of you, Mac, Funk, and you, Craig.
I got the
So,
spirit of the Mamba behind me, so we're fine. We're ready to go.
dude, it's working for you. I hope I can handle it.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
see
see.
this
We'll
week.
see.
But basically, Mac is in the same boat as you for all that, except for Mac is already ahead of Bren in points for.
Right.
So Mac's a little easier of a road. So he either has to win one more game than Bren and not get outscored by more than 39 points in the next 4 weeks, or just win 2 more games for Bren. So then Bren, not for him, but then him. And Mac can also finish as high as the 4th spot. And like I said, it'd be a little easier for Mac to do all this because he has such a high points for compared to you, Craig. Um,
Yeah, those
no,
receivers were balling out early this year. That's for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also gonna be a lot harder for Mac though too, because like we just said earlier, he lost Cooper
Cups
Cup,
out. Yeah, so he's been losing players as well.
right? And who knows what that freaking Rams team is gonna do in general. Like,
Right.
because it doesn't even benefit them. It doesn't even benefit them to tank because they don't have a first round pick.
Right.
So I guess maybe because of the other rounds. So like, so they would have a higher pick in the second, third, fourth, fifth round, all that.
Sure.
Then maybe, but like, at what point is it going to be worth it if Stafford comes back? Like he's still in concussion protocol right now. Cup's out 4 weeks. If their record is really shitty in 4 weeks, are they going to risk bringing him back just to win
Yeah.
2 games and be 6-11 or whatever they could be? So yeah, I would say even if he makes the playoffs, he might be out cup the whole rest of the fantasy year, and that sucks for him. you know.
Yep.
Um, but so yeah, for everyone else though, it's pretty. Everyone can pretty much finish as high as the 1 seed almost. So Barber, his high is the number 1 overall seed. His low is the 7th seed, and that's obviously if like he loses out. Um, Same, mine is the same way. High the number 1 seed, low the 7th seed. That's if I lose out. Shane could get the number 1 seed still. His low is, which is very unlikely, but is he could still miss the playoffs somehow.
That'd be
Uh,
hilarious.
yeah, wouldn't it be? Justin is the number 1. He could be the number 1 seed. He can miss the playoffs. That's his low. Dan and Nate, their high is the number 1 seed. Um, they can miss the playoffs. And then Bren, your high is only the number 2 seed. Um, your
Okay.
low is missed the playoffs as well, obviously.
It's
So
coming. I
there's
ain't missing, Bren. I ain't missing. You and me, baby.
uh, we'll see. We'll see. I know I'll be there. I'll be
Alright.
damn.
ready to
So that
dance.
that means you guys are kicking Dan or Nate out. One of those
Sorry, Dan or Nate.
Yeah, I was gonna say bye bye, Dan.
two.
I'm cool with Dan being out.
He's scoring too
uh,
many points early, dude. He's gonna get to the playoffs and just run out of gas.
Right.
you know what Dan would say if he missed the playoffs? So he'd be like, well, at least I whooped your ass 3 times, Bren.
He
True.
can have them. He can
True.
have
Let him have
all
it.
the
Just
regular season wins he wants, dude.
just because I know that'd be the only thing I'd hang my hat on
Uh huh.
if that was me. But no, so there's still a lot to play for with these playoffs, man. Like just seeding and everything, you know. Like Barber's come back down to earth. He's lost 2 of his last 3. Shane and Justin have their hot streak. Craig, you're on a hot streak. You know, two
One.
out of 2 out of 3.
Oh, that's true. I guess if you go back that
Yeah,
far,
you gotta look at
two out
it
of three.
better than that,
You're
bro.
right. Thank you. Thank you.
2 out of 3, and it's not like you're winning like you did that first week where it was like 90 to 80 or
Yeah, you're
whatever.
putting up some points
Like your
finally.
team,
Oh,
even
my first round pick is actually playing. That's sweet, dude.
hey, look what happens, man.
He didn't even do good last week, dude. This is terrible. He got 7.5 points. The Justin Fields
Right?
pickup was big. I've had some good pickups thanks to this ruined waiver schedule. It's really kept me in the game. Thanks,
Oh,
waiver.
oh God! Now you brought it up, so now you know when Justin listens to this that he's gonna be like, "Yeah, that waiver has screwed me every week so far." Blah blah. Blah.
I did. It was gonna happen, unfortunately. I will give
Every,
myself as well. I've picked good defenses every week. It's helped a lot as well.
yeah, I was gonna ask you about that, Craig. What are you gonna do now that you have Fields and Lamar?
Play Fields hot hand till it dies out.
Fair enough. I
I
didn't
mean,
know if
the worst
you're.
part about Jackson was that even after he comes back from his bye week, his offense is just riddled with injuries. So I feel better if Andrews comes back, but until then, it kind of sucks to play him.
Here's what you should do. You should trade Jackson back to Justin for
Yeah,
something. That way, Justin can retrade him for another RB.
RB2 probably.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if Justin can trade a quarterback twice in 1 year.
We'll just do a swap. He's back. I'll just give him Drake London and fucking
There
Jackson
you
back.
go.
Just
There
a
you
swap
go.
back.
And then you get Najee back.
Well, I don't even want Najee. Maybe this week. I need someone this week, but yeah,
Right.
Sick.
No, that's crazy though. Yeah, it's Fields, man. That guy's killing it.
yeah, yeah.
I was so pissed you picked him up, bro, because I was about to. So I was like, oh, I need a quarterback
Same.
next week. I was like, I'll pick up Fields, and then I
Yeah.
waited, and then I went to go do it, and you had already picked him up, and I'm like, well, shit, I can't say anything to Craig because, hey, I face him in 2 weeks, so he's not going to give it to me for that reason. But then if I tell you I'm interested in Fields, you're gonna try to fucking just
I'll just
hang me
rake.
out to dry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, I can't say shit.
I think I tried that already. I think I told you. I gave you forsake one. You can have forsake one. What's up?
Right. Yeah, that's when I was like, oh no, I'm play cool. I don't even want the dude. You know, he's a bum.
He's a bum.
He's a
I
bum.
mean, he's the same kind of deal, right? If he has good matchups, he'll probably do really well. But I'm sure there'll be times I want to play Jackson. But I mean, Justin Fields got a good schedule this week as well, so we'll see. We'll see how it happens. I don't think he'll get 40 points again, but it's nice to see the ceilings there. That's for
Dude,
sure.
I don't know if he keeps rushing for 150 plus yards.
That's not even what is he? He's had 4 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. He's had 8
Right.
overall, 4 a game. Like it's insane. Yeah, if you're running in 4 touchdowns, you're fucking. It don't matter who you are. You're getting fucking points.
He's
Hmm.
already got more rushing yards than Lamar.
Yeah,
It's
don't
fucking
surprise
crazy.
me. Yeah,
But yeah, so you know, we were just talking about some scenarios for the folks to make the playoffs or you know what we could do. But what helps that is your strength of schedule or hurts it going forward, depending what side you're on. So we're gonna go easiest strength of schedule down to the hardest. So the person with the easiest is Nate Dogg. Nate
Ooh.
no,
Dogg has the easiest. Their average, the win percentage of the teams that he's got left is 325.
Okay.
So let me pull that up real quick to see who they are. So he's got Mac, Craig, and Funk. So those are the three out of the playoffs right now, and then
I,
he's got
I,
Justin right
I wouldn't want
Nate's
to verse
gonna
me.
bury them all for me.
now.
Awesome.
Right? He's gonna bury them all for you. So yeah, he's got the easiest. Justin has the second easiest. Their winning percentage is 450
I'll just stop you right there.
combined. Yeah, go ahead.
This is really irritating that I'm looking at my schedule and these are all the people on my schedule. So I'm offended. I am offended.
Yeah, Craig, you will be once
Christ,
you
I
find
am
out where
offended.
you're at. Yeah, yours is not a very good schedule. So for you, that is. So wait, who was second? Justin was the second. Yeah. He has Shane this week. He has Mac, then Nate, Gregory. He ends with the easy Gregory. Number 3. So actually, the third easiest schedule is a tie between Shane and Bren. Both of their opponents have a winning percentage of 475 combined. Let's see. Shane, he gets Justin this week, and then Barber. So you would think, oh man, he's got a hard streak to schedule, but then he ends with Funk and then Bren. We'll see what Bren does. That could tell a lot. And then Bren, you have Mr. Fitz Waits and the Fish. You have Funk this week, and then you get me, and then you get Craig.
Oh, great!
And
I get traded up, Funk. So I get smashed this week.
to be fair, he's without Jeff Wilson Jr. though. He's on a bye.
Ah, I'll take that.
So, and then
I'll
you
take
get Baker Mayfield, DJ Moore. So, really, the only one you have to worry about is Damian Pierce. But they just signed Eno Benjamin, who was the backup for the Cardinals. So I
it.
don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Probably won't affect him.
Not too much. I don't
Yeah.
imagine.
But even if those players go off, I'd be a lot less afraid of them than if he had Henry. Henry can score the amount of those 3 himself. Um, so all right, so you guys were tied for the third easiest schedule. For the next easiest is Dan and I. Both of our opponents are 500. Even Steven. Let's see. Dan, he has Barber this week, and then Funk, and then me, and then Mac. So it seems like a lot of people kind of have like a mixture of 2 good teams they face and then like 2 bad teams, 2 of the bottom tier teams. It seems like for my teams, I get Craig this week, then Brian, and then I end with Dan and Barber. So I end with the top. Nick has the 4th hardest schedule at 525. So that's not going to make it easy for him. He's really got an uphill battle.
Hey, you went out there on me real quick. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so Funk has the 4th hardest schedule.
Okay.
At 525. So he faces you, Bren, this week, and then he's got Dan, Shane, and Nate. So it's a pretty tough schedule there. And then Craig, you're the 3rd hardest schedule. You and Barber are tied for the 3rd hardest schedule at 575.
All right.
So yeah, let's go over Barber's first, then we'll go over. So Barber's got Dan, Shane, Mac, and then me. His schedule. Let's go to Mamba for life. Yeah, Craig, you got me, then Nate, then Bren, then Justin. That's your 4. Tell us your thoughts on that, Craig, because I got a feeling you got something to say.
You do? I
Yeah,
would say that if I win 3 out of the 4, if I win 3 out of my 4 next matchups or last matchups, then I have a really good feeling going into the playoffs.
that's fair. That's if Bren doesn't win 3 out of his next 4.
I'm confident that that trash bag over there will just do nothing but flap in the wind.
Well, you'll have your
Coming
chance.
for you.
What week is it? The second to last week, 2 weeks from now. You'll have your chance to help your case, Craig, because you face him.
I'm just gonna tear him apart in matchups. Don't worry.
Yeah, is he gonna sit down on that thumb real nice?
I don't think
There's
so.
2 names on that board, and then I'm laughing. This boy's falling apart at the seams. Someone get this guy a tailor.
The hardest schedule is Mac. Uh, Max, he faces Nate, Justin.
Does Max still have like the most points against?
He has
think Funk
second
does.
most points.
Yeah, I think
Funk,
Second most.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
He's got a tough schedule ahead.
Boy's been getting beat
Yeah.
on.
he. I feel bad for him because let me see, he's points for. He's not bad. I mean, he's seventh most points for. Um, but then yeah, points against, man. Just him and Funk are just absolutely getting wrecked. Um, so not only does he face the toughest schedule, he loses cup. Like him and Funk really have uphill battles to make the playoffs. You know, like
Gotcha.
even more than just needing to win games. You know, you lose your best player,
Yeah, they're
both of
they're
you are
really
just getting
hurting.
shit on.
Yeah,
You
they're
Yeah.
really
know,
hurting.
because like
Yeah.
I agreed with Funk for a while there. Like there was like 3 or 4 games where he put up like 130 points and he lost.
Yeah.
He would lose. Like that's shitty. You know, same with Mac. Like, they would put up those points, but then their opponents were putting up 150, 160.
Yeah.
Yep.
Were you gonna say something, Craig? I feel like I cut you off there.
No, you're fine. I was just agreeing. Yeah, I mean, if Mac's one of those teams where like if he didn't have as many key injuries, he should be like easy playoff team. You know, it sucks. Sucks.
Yeah,
Mac's getting a hard ride.
yeah, and that's where like it would piss me off even more. Like the Shanes of the world where they're just getting a cupcake schedule. you know,
Just eating
Uh,
cupcake, fucking cake eaters, dude, left and
so
right.
right?
lucky. That kid is just so lucky.
Yep. The third least
Gets rid
points
of 2 tight
against.
ends that are just injured.
Yep. So I mean, it's yeah, I'd be pissed about them too. But like I said, they're not. No one's out of it yet, so that's the good thing, And I hope they keep playing, and maybe Mac will make a trade, try to solidify his team a little bit going forward, but he might
Again, it's
not,
really hard to do in
especially this
these
late.
end
Yeah,
week stretch. It's really hard to do.
yeah. I was doing that earlier. I was kind of going through seeing if there was any kind of trade I could make, and I mean, I could make some offers, but I'm also like, man, I don't know if they would do it. I don't know if they would do it. Or like in Mac's case, it's like I don't know who I could give him that would make him give me player A. You know what I mean? A certain
Yeah.
player. Like so or I don't yeah. I get it, Craig. It's harder, especially now than it is, than it was 4 weeks ago. When you can still kind of take some flyers on people and stuff like that. Now
Right.
Yeah, the dust is
now,
settling, as it
yeah,
were.
especially when you're in, your shoes, Mac shoes and stuff, where you need wins now. Like you can't really take flyers. You need solidify pieces that are going to help you. You know, so it's just crazy. But yeah, you guys got any thoughts on any of that stuff?
Well, I never thought that on November 15th I'd make Bren my mortal enemy, but Bren, I might murder you at some point,
Wait,
fantasy-wise.
wow. So he's your new rival. I just got dumped as a rival on the spot. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you've never beat me, so, like, you're not even a rival. You're literally
I
yeah,
have to beat you this week, otherwise I owe you double cupcake,
you're
bro.
literally just in a whole you're in a different division. I'm the SEC up here talking to the Big Ten.
Oh my
Only
goodness.
The only way I won't owe you cupcakes if I lose this week is if I somehow face you in the playoffs.
Mm,
That's the only way. Otherwise, I have to
that
win
was
this week.
not decided upon, but I like it, so we'll go with it. If I beat you in the regular season and then take you out in the playoffs, you're gonna owe me a lot more than cupcakes. That's for sure.
Okay, you know what? If you agreed upon the
I have
playoff
eaten
thing,
my
I don't
fill.
He's gonna want your sweet cheeks,
right.
dude.
No, we can
Sweet,
make
sweet
that
cheeks.
if I lose this week and, and we face each other in the playoffs, we can sweeten the pot where if I win, it's clean slate in the
Uh-huh.
playoffs. But then if you win, it's tripled.
Tri-
You get you get triple
triple.
cupcakes. Triple
I can't
Oh
believe
cupcakes.
I
my
love it. I love
god.
it. This dude's just trying to get. He's just gonna. It's gonna be 2 years from now. He'll still be undefeated. I'll give you my mortgage, right? Right. And if not, we just wipe it clean. We wipe it.
We
King.
wipe it.
Greg, here's my credit card. It's got a $3,000 limit. Use it to buy cupcakes. Okay, like
Right.
only half of what I owe you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see though. This, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out with the injuries going around. With some people, it's just, yeah. I don't like the hope. I despise the hope because it makes me feel like I might still get in it, which is just hurts me even more. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna give it my all. That's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna use my fingies and plug in my players.
Well, I'm glad you said players because thought you were gonna say something else there.
Mm,
No, yeah, it's like I said too. Barber doesn't look like the juggernaut that he did. 4 weeks ago. He's
right,
alternate. He's lost 2 of his last 3. Um,
like that. Those injuries, man. Oh,
yeah, well, even like Swift and Williams, like they're not. They're
Yeah.
okay. They're okay, but they're not. Putting up the points that they were
yes, it's a good point.
earlier in the year. And
Mhm.
then
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
like,
which one do you choose, right? Like,
right,
are they gonna finally use Swift 15 times? Or are they only gonna use him 7 times?
right.
So yeah.
And then he's had Andrews hurt too, which has hurt him.
True.
Not having
Yeah, no,
Andrews the
that
last couple
sucks.
weeks. So, if he's looking more mortal, you got Shane who's doing Shane things. We'll see what his team keeps doing. Like I say, he put up last week against Nate, but he's also got 2 more um, tough matchups coming up with Justin, and then I think he's got Barber. Yeah, the next 2 weeks. So we'll see.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one.
Yeah, because Justin's just as hot as he is. So to
Right.
me, that's kind of the match of the week this week. But we'll get into that here in a second. So, B man, you got anything you want to add about this?
No. No. It's getting tight though,
Yeah,
These
it really is.
those last few weeks and
Yeah.
fucking every week counts and Dan's a fucking asshole.
Yes, he is. Yeah, so like I said, if this would probably be your last week, I feel like you can make any type of significant trade. Um, so if you are on the edge, I would maybe try. If like if you're a Mac dealing with an injury, or even you, Craig, like maybe if
Don't
I mean we
no, stop.
I,
There's
I was
nothing you can
just gonna
say.
say, but we've been over that kind of
My
already the
team is
last couple
great. My
weeks.
team's fucking great. If everyone in my team just plays how they're supposed to fucking play football, I'll score 130 to 150 points and be well contested to win.
Fair. Well, you can say that about everyone. If my
Exactly.
team
And
hit
that's
their
fantasy
projection,
football for you. Like fuck that.
fair.
Stupid. Makes no sense.
That's
Stupid.
fair. All right, you boys want to get into the matchups?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should sound like a crackhead. Yeah. Don't mind a crack.
Yeah.
I'm
All
literally a crackhead. That's not, you ain't wrong.
right, let's start off with Bren versus Funk.
Yeah.
Brand
Yeah.
versus fun.
Yeah.
This is how we do it.
Uh, uh.
And once again, we're doing this before waivers. Um,
Clearly.
so well, I feel like sometimes people don't take that into consideration when they're like, "What do you mean he beat me over this person? I picked up this person." Like, yeah, well, we didn't know that, dude.
Did you not
So,
see I picked up Juliet?
right, yeah, exactly. Um,
Uh,
so yeah, all right, Bren versus Funk. Um, yeah, I see Funk is going back to Aaron Rodgers. It's a little surprising. He loves his Aaron Rodgers.
He
Um,
loves them, dude.
so B man, what do you do? Are you doing Daniel Jones or are you gonna put Kyler in?
Dude, it all depends on health.
Fair. So if Kyler is healthy by so let's say if Kyler's questionable, like he's
Hmm.
not 100% sure, like he's a game time decision. He's a Monday night game. Are you playing him or Daniel at that point?
Whoa, that's such a good question. Damn.
Because Daniel Jones is playing Detroit as well.
I'm going Danny Dimes.
Yeah,
He didn't
unless
do me. He didn't do me that sour. 20 points is
Danny Dimes is
not
gonna hand the ball off 89 times to Saquon Barkley.
bad.
Why are you gonna play Danny Dimes?
yeah,
You know
but
what? Play
Danny
Danny
Dimes is
Dimes.
also gonna get him 50, 60 rushing yards
I
too,
was
though.
just gonna say the same thing. I feel like Danny Dimes will run
50.
himself.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
Danny Dimes and Geno Smith are the same person, just in
Oh
different
my god.
clothes. Like
Somebody help me.
No, you're think like I'm not saying that they're superstars. I'm saying they're gonna get you that 20 points, but that's all they're getting you.
Yeah.
Like, they'll get you 18 to 20, but that's it. But you could count them on getting you 18 to 20. But you're not gonna get 34. You're not gonna get a Justin Fields performance from them at all. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So get out of here, Mister. Oh my God, help me. Uh,
Okay, you know what? I need Bren to lose, so go ahead. Play Danny Dimes. I don't care.
I'm gonna laugh when Brent makes the playoffs playing Danny Dimes, and you're gonna feel like an idiot,
No,
Craig.
I'm not. I'm just gonna hate fantasy
Idiot.
football that much more. I'm like, that makes no fucking sense.
But yeah, Brent gets to put his man Joe Mixon back in.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I'm gonna go Brent. I think your receivers are definitely where you have the advantage over him, even over Funk, even with DJ Moore in there. That's stud. Um, but yeah, so Brent, I'm assuming you're going. Wait, sorry, Brent, sell yourself to me.
Tell myself.
Yeah,
Get
sell
naked.
yourself to me. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Let
Well,
me see them titties.
yeah. Let me paint you.
I'm
Let me paint you.
taking all my clothes off for you right now. uh easily got this covered. I mean, what did Funk put up last week? 73 points.
Not even. I think it's 69.
Uh, he
Ah,
he might put up maybe 100 this week. So I just gotta figure out my health issues, right? I just gotta figure out if I'm gonna have my full starting lineup or if I gotta do with the B team. But I think the B team's pretty solid. You got, like you said, the wide receivers. They're easily two top 10 guys right there. Easy,
Yeah.
easy. And
All right.
then
You sold me. You don't need to keep going. You sold me. Unless Craig needs more.
Where do I need to sign? He's got it.
Right. Wow, Craig. So you're picking Bren?
No, I'm not picking Bren.
yes, you are,
No,
motherfucker.
I'll tell you why right now. Cordell Patterson's a joke. Joe Mixon's a fluke. Danny
What?
Dimes hands the ball off to Saquon. CeeDee Lamb is a fluke. He's just as good as Pittman. You might as well just fucking flip a quarter at that point. Hopkins is pretty good. I give you Hopkins. Knox is a
I
nobody.
give you.
Olave's showing his fucking skin. He's nothing but a joke either. And
Yeah.
I don't have a
So,
whole lot of good things to say about Funk's team either, but he'll probably beat you. So
I've been watching Olave a little bit this year. That poor kid has gotten absolutely smothered every
dude,
single week, dude.
it's ridiculous.
So, like, and I mean, not even like close to legal hits, like just
Right. Well, dude, fucking
absolutely crushed.
Andy Dalton is just freaking putting him in spots to get schmammered.
Yeah,
Like,
he
right.
throws those little lofters up that are just
right
sitting
where
out there.
he has to freaking in the middle of the field. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you're never gonna have to jump up in the middle of the field and catch a ball, but like, it's like every time.
Oh
With the
yeah,
defender right there to just freaking crush him. Like, that's why the
yep,
kid has left like 3 or 4 games with concussion like issues,
yep.
like to say,
Just
is
taking
because they
years off his career.
pretty
I
much
think
he's probably gonna be a Todd Gurley, man. Like his
so.
head
Oh
is Todd
no,
Gurley's knees. Like he's gonna be done by 27. you know.
oh
Todd Gurley
no.
was so elite. I miss elite Todd Gurley.
I know, so do I. I was thinking that the other day, Craig. I was like, man, elite Todd
Mhm.
Gurley, elite Le'Veon Bell, like those were the guys.
Melvin Gordon was the man in LA for a bit, wasn't he? Melvin
Yeah.
Gordon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. B man,
Poor
I got
guy.
one more question for you.
Mhm.
So there are whispers that in Buffalo they're supposed to get a shit ton of snow, like almost 10 feet of snow or something on Sunday.
Okay.
Both of your tight ends are playing in Buffalo. is, is that gonna affect you, or is that like obviously you're gonna you would wait till game time, obviously, because it's the 1 o'clock game. So
Yeah.
you would know more, but like, or would you just say I'm facing Funk? I'll just play one of these guys. Hopefully, they catch like three
I would
passes.
love to get Njoku in there if he's truly, gonna play this week. I mean,
Snow
I
or
don't.
not, you don't care. Like to say,
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough though, because like he's got I think it's a high ankle sprain in Joku,
yeah,
so it could be another couple more weeks. So
right.
that in that case, I'll look at the waivers, but Knox might not. I don't know, might not be
Yeah,
there.
you might just roll with because then you'd be rostering 3 tight ends unless you drop Knox, but still.
Yeah.
Um, and that goes for anyone who has a Buffalo player, that they count on. Check that weather because, like I said, I've been hearing that they're supposed to get a lot of snow this weekend, so that might affect people. That might not. I don't know because there's some snow games where you like that one Lions Eagles snow game like 5-10 years ago where like LaShawn went off for like 30 fantasy points and Megatron did too. Like sometimes it affects people and sometimes it don't.
Right.
so
So true.
uh, so Ike went Bren as well. Craig's the only one that went Funk. By the way, last week, Bren, you went 3-2. So
Yes.
you're 26-24.
Let's
Ike
go.
went Ike went 3-2, so he's 26-24.
Okay.
Uh, Craig and I both went 4-1. So
Oof.
Craig is 25-25. I'm 31-19.
Bren scoffed at me. I don't approve.
Yeah, I'm not happy to hear that Craig did well. I'll be
Immediate
honest.
scoff.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, why don't you two get a room since you're new rivals now? Jeez.
At least you
I'll
surprised me with competition.
wow. I'm gonna whoop your ass for that
Yeah, I
now.
need to stop pushing the karma train the other
Yeah,
way.
I know you're talking shit to two different people.
Right, right.
And you face
I
both of
love you
us.
both. I wish nothing but the best.
Right. This is all fantasy hate. It's not real life hate. We all know that. You know.
Uh,
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
mine's a
A
slight
little bit
bit
of
of
both.
real life.
A little bit
Okay,
of
there
both.
might be like a dash of real life. Let's just leave it at a dash. Yeah.
Oh
All right,
goodness.
let's go. Mac versus Nate. Let me get to
Uh,
that. Let's see
I can
here.
go. Yeah, let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
Go ahead.
go ahead. I'm gonna go. So this is gonna be a kind of a cop out here, but I'm definitely gonna go Nate. Even with his massive amounts of bye weeks, he can probably get a. He's got his entire team in there. Schultz is looking good as a good. He's a good option at tight end with what's out there. He can probably find a flyer at QB. Uh, I don't think Juju's playing, so pretty much his max team is set. Besides this defense, Cup's out obviously. Montgomery, Atlanta's been kind of their defense has been coming together a bit, so I think they're. I don't think Montgomery does quite as much as he needs to. Same
One
with
thing
Aaron.
about
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the one thing about Montgomery though is they just put Khalil Herbert on IR. Um, so I could definitely see him getting a lot more usage. Like he already plays a lot, Montgomery, but they don't like use him as much as he should with how much he plays, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Um, but
makes
I
sense.
think with Herbert, because Herbert, they would bring Herbert in, and like pretty much if Herbert was in, he was involved somehow, whether they were throwing the ball to him or running. So I definitely see a lot more of those carries and maybe catches going to Montgomery. So that might help him. I don't think it's going to turn him into like the RB1. You know what I mean? But I just think that helps Montgomery a little bit. In case that changes your opinion.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess if he has an uptick, I do like Nate's running backs way more. Same with
Oh
Amon
yeah,
Ra. I think Nate's got some more complete pieces, and with Mac losing Cup and Las Vegas looking like a dumpster fire,
yeah, but
I think it's gonna be
Adams
harder for him.
Adams still gets targets.
True,
He
true. He's a
gets like
beast. He's a
15
fantasy beast.
targets a game. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go Nate. I'll go Nate.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're going Nate, I'm gonna go Nate too. Like you said, his running backs are crazy.
Right.
They give him such an advantage. But Nate, I'm begging you, dude. Can you please take Brandon Cooks out of your lineup? Like, I feel like you have some type of obsession with your keeper that you wanted to trade before the season even started. That you keep putting him in your lineup. Like, please
I
don't. I
think
know,
Nate has like a blind spot sometimes, dude. He just
right?
doesn't see certain things.
Like, they hate Cooks in Houston now. Like ever since he wanted to trade and they didn't give it to him, and he threw his little hissy fit. Like they stripped him of his captainship. Like he barely plays and stuff. Like so, take it please this week. Take him out of your lineup. Play someone else. Like literally almost anyone. Like I would probably play Allen Robinson over him at this point. But other than that, I brought up before. I think earlier in the year Dalton Schultz with Dak Prescott is really a really good tight end in fantasy. I would say he's probably a top 4 tight end. Excuse me, in fantasy. So yeah, I just I don't know who Mac's gonna put in at wide receiver. He might maybe he'll put in Jacoby Myers, but I just think like so those running backs, man. Although Aaron Jones could go off for 40 any game, that's
Hmm.
something you would hope for, like to say if you're Mac. But
Yeah,
I'm
especially
going
on a Thursday night game. Oof, that'd
right.
be so crazy.
Oh yeah, and they got a little momentum, beating Dallas. Um, so then it'll
True.
be interesting with Pollard if Zeke is back. If Zeke's not back, I really like Pollard um, to go off, which would help him a little bit, Mac. But yeah, I'm still gonna go Nate. Who you going, B man?
I I want to root for Mac. I'm like over here like looking at his team like, hey, where are we gonna we're gonna get him, aren't we? Aren't we gonna get him? And it just sucks. Like if Cup's there, like I'm Mac all the way.
I would have went Mac too if Cup was
Oh,
there,
Yeah, true, true.
but unfortunately with Cup missing, I'm gonna go Nate as well.
and that's why let me get your guys' opinion on this. Like, I think Mac could upgrade that wide receiver 2 spot with Cup gone. Like, he could easily, I think, trade, you know, like Montgomery plus something for an upgrade at wide receiver 2. I'm not saying he's going to get like a CD Lamb for it or anything like that, but, you might be able to go get like a Mike Williams or something like that if he's back. Um, just something that I don't know. Am I crazy thinking that? Like, do you think I'm crazy? And then,
I
because
don't
if
know
he,
who would take David Montgomery, but
Yeah, I was
well,
gonna say, especially with Herbert being so prevalent, that's gonna be hard. I mean, anyone who doesn't know that, I
like
guess.
Darnell Mooney, you could take him out, try and move him maybe with another one of his running backs like Pollard.
yeah, or that too. Like, if you wanted to do Pollard, but the
Yeah,
thing
I
with
think
Pollard
Pollard's
is
even productive with Zeke in there. You
right,
know?
but he's not like he's still hit and miss. He's hit and miss with Zeke, where like
Yes,
without
sure.
Zeke, he's you know what I mean. To where like
Yes, I
if
do.
anything,
Yeah.
I would if I was Mac, I would probably keep Pollard because I think you could get more for Montgomery. Now, if it comes out like Zeke is hurt, or obviously he's hurt, but like if Zeke is not playing this week, I would then maybe try to flip him like as a top 10 running back. And then if Zeke comes back, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, he just lost his value. You know what I mean?
So like
See if
just look at this though. Like David Montgomery's last 3 weeks, 5.4, 5.4, 8.5. Like nobody in their right mind is gonna see that and go, oh, hey, okay, yeah, I want that guy.
right. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, if you package him with like, I don't know, because like that's the thing. Like we all know our league, and if it's not a name, it's very hard to sell someone. Like Jacoby Myers is actually a solid receiver. Like 10, 18,
Well,
20, 24,
you
10, 11,
yeah.
21, 7. So like you could possibly package like Jacoby and David Montgomery for an even better receiver. But
What
like Go ahead, Craig.
What type of receiver are you talking? Like, can you give me a name? Like Lazard?
No, I would probably do. See, I'm thinking like along the lines of like a little less than Mike Williams, probably.
Like Pittman Jr.
Maybe, yeah.
Any three of my receivers, basically. So Pittman. What about Metcalf?
So I would, if I was you, Craig, I would maybe consider it for Pittman. Um, Let me see where, especially if you're trying to use him this week.
What
Montgomery.
about? I'm not. What about Debo Samuel?
I mean, I would have to consider because Debo has gone down in value, but I think I would keep Debo. But it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be appalled by that offer at all.
What what about either like what happened? What about Godwin? Godwin or McLaurin? I think I'd rather have Godwin or McLaurin.
Yeah, that would be too
So
high if
that's
you
like
ask me. I mean,
that's when we're
if
starting
Mac,
getting high.
yeah, if Mac could get that, that'd be great for Mac. But if I think like along that like maybe
I think
Pittman.
an
I
issue
think
too that
Metcalf
Mac
would
has
be
is
too high. I think Metcalf would probably be too high. He's really good,
what about
consistent.
Aaron Jones? Like so, yeah, Montgomery's probably
Or
too bad of a player. I would say you have to take like Aaron Jones and turn him into like a Godwin. That would be like his best
uh,
option. But the problem is you have to
yeah,
find someone who's a running back, right? And then
right.
then it's just like
Well, there's a
well,
couple of them like
there's a
Justin.
couple. Justin might be able, yeah, might be interested. He might be interested in Jones for
So like, let's
one
look
of
at
his
that real quick.
receivers.
We did this with. Remember when we did
Like
this with
he would
like
probably
Funk?
have. I don't think he'd give up Waddle. He'd probably do Lazard, like Lazard maybe.
No,
And
if you're getting Aaron Jones, you would have to give up like Waddle.
yeah, I don't think Justin would do that. I think he likes Waddle too much,
Like that's where I would maybe
and he has
do like,
Dalvin Cook.
which is fine. But like if I was Mac, maybe like an Aaron Jones and Jacoby or something like that for Waddle.
Hmm.
Like, because Aaron Jones is a top 5 back. He's kind of more streaky, like more hit miss
You say
than most others.
Aaron Jones is a top 5 back.
Yeah.
He's had better. Yeah, you're right. He is streaky.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of always been that way though, where he'll put up 40 and then he'll put up 7.
Sure, to the
He's
point.
just
Yeah,
always been that way. So like, if you don't value that like that, then that's probably that deal is not going to happen. But um But yeah, I mean, like I said, just like we said with Funk a couple weeks ago, I would just throw stuff out there and feel because you never know who's feeling what way about what player,
it might
you
be worth
know?
a shot. I think you're right. It might be worth a shot.
Right. And especially with that injury to Cup, I think, and if he really wants to make the playoffs, it's an uphill battle right now without Cup. So maybe you do try to trade something like that. So just a thought, you know, on that and stuff. So, but everyone went Nate except for Ike. He went Mac. So we'll see what if the dog is right or not. Who do you guys want to do next? Let's do me versus you, Craig.
Okay.
Let's do me versus you. So obviously, you think you're gonna win, probably, right?
Oh,
Tell me, gentlemen.
well, we'll go. I
All right,
mean,
Tell
Craig.
me.
Craig, go first. Go ahead.
okay. Bren, I'm undefeated against Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
This this year, this
Every
year.
year, every
No,
year.
no, not
So
We
every
went
year.
through this stats. I think you've beat me once in our entire
No, that's bullshit. I have like
fantasy line.
3 or 4 wins against you.
No, you're right. I'm undefeated.
Exactly. I'm undefeated. That's what you just said. Um,
You're such a fucking motherfucker. Okay. Yeah, you sell me, Josh. You sell me, sir.
all right, I'll sell you. So our first meeting, I was without a couple of my best players. Well, now
Ooh.
the tables have turned.
Oh, how the
Yeah,
turntables.
my how the turntables. You're gonna be without ETN, who killed me in that first game. You're of ours. You remember that fucking the London game? I had Sutton going, you had ETN, and he outscored Sutton like 25 to like 2 or some shit like that.
I do, yeah.
Oh, I hated that. I hate ETN for that now. But yeah, you're gonna be without Metcalf as well. He's one of your better players.
True.
So I mean, we'll see. There's a couple of good options on the waiver, but I get T Higgins back. I'll have Kelsey for this one. We'll see about Debo and Sutton. Those two are they could go off and they could also not. I like Sutton more now that because I doubt Judy plays this game. Um, he's probably not going to miss like multiple games, but I don't think he's going to play this game. So if there's no Judy, I really like Sutton, and they're playing Las Vegas, who just got shat on by fucking Indy last week. And then you get to face my new addition of Derrick Henry. So
Wow, I'm so worried about that 8 points that he's gonna get.
yeah. So I think
Don't
my
match
running back
Kamara.
and then Saquon's facing Detroit, bro. Saquon's gonna get like 40 points against Detroit.
Justin Fields will put up the same amount of points as Saquon, so I'm good there.
That's fine, because then my quarterback is gonna destroy whoever your
Well, then my
RB2 is.
backup running back's gonna destroy your backup quarterback.
Nuh-uh. Uh-uh.
I will give you this. I am worried about Saquon at Detroit. That is the makings of greatness, and I don't like it. Kamara has the X factor, though. He can turn it on whenever he wants. So we'll see. The Rams have been historically bad, so I got some good matchups there. Same with Fields
Oh,
in
I'm
Atlanta.
so scared of the 7.5 points that Kamara put up last week. Ooh, shivering in my boots.
I'm not worried about Kelsey. I got a report in from Kansas City, and apparently he's old as fuck, and he's not going to do anything this week, so that's good. Denver's a trash pile. So Boyd can cover whatever Sutton does. Pittman can cover whatever Samuel does. Devontae Smith is, if I'm not worried about anybody besides Saquon Barkley. And if I was being honest, I'd probably say Travis Kelsey too, but I'm not honest, so I'm gonna win. I need it. I need it more.
Yeah,
Justin
that's why.
Fields is the hot hand. Essentially, I was dropping my tight end, and I got there's a couple good options for tight end on the waivers.
Dude, I can't wait for Atlanta to do what the Commanders just did to the fucking Philadelphia.
Commanders were on a 3-game win streak and trending upwards, though.
Well,
Atlanta
no,
has been looking better as well.
that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is freaking the Commanders had the ball for 2/3 of that game. So
yeah.
really couldn't do shit. And I think that's what Atlanta's gonna try to do against Chicago. So, and I'm not saying that Fields won't do anything, but I think if Atlanta gets their way, he's gonna be limited just in the fact that he'll have a lot. With Detroit, he had a shit ton of possessions. With Detroit going 3-and-out and all that stuff, like high scoring games. So you get more possessions that way. But with Atlanta, they like to just do what the Commanders did and have like 16 play drives that take 10 minutes off the clock at a time. So if they're able to do that against Chicago, which they might be, Chicago has a bad defense, then, Fields might only put up 18 to 20 points, which is still okay, but I'll take that over him scoring 40 on me, which if Fields gets his way, I think that's what's going to happen. So Fields is a wild card, but I like all my people with their matches. Like I said, you say you're not afraid of Henry. Well, Henry's been doing the exact same thing as Kamara, except for better. So, and then my other
Exactly
RB2.
why I'm not afraid of him.
Right, so I'm not afraid of
Kamara's been a
Kamara either.
fucking joke. Someone take this player from me, dude. Good lord.
And then I think T. Higgins is going to go off against Pittsburgh. Kelsey's going to go off against the Chargers. He likes to eat against the Chargers. I hope my kicker could get back on track. I don't know. That offense is pretty sus. We'll see.
I think our teams are closer than we perceive. However, I do think
They
you have the
are.
upper hand with Barkley and Kelsey, as always, in your lineup because those are
You just said
good
I
matchups
have the
for
upper
Bills.
hand. I'm clipping that.
Yeah,
I'm clipping
so
that. Josh
I would.
has the upper hand.
We'll see how it plays out. I still like my chances. I still like my chances.
I can't wait for Henry to go
I
off for
do have to run a flyer at running back, which is unfortunate. So we'll see how that goes.
Can't wait for Henry to go off for 203 touchdowns on Green Bay on Thursday, and then Craig's gonna be like, "Oh no, I already lost this week." Wah.
Yeah, I do that all the time. You're right.
Yeah, you do.
It's
Craig's gonna be
definitely
like,
not exactly what you do. It's
I was
exactly
gonna
what
say
I
it's
do.
definitely not exactly what Josh does.
100% me. I can't wait.
Somehow ends up winning at the end of the week.
Yeah, I can't wait for Josh to be like just down in the first 2 hours. But oh, GG, Craig, GG.
It works.
JJ.
Yeah, no,
See,
I
but
know it works, and it irritates the shit out of me that it works. But it is
Yeah,
what it is.
it's wild that it works.
exactly, and you guys know that too. That's the best part. You
I
know
know.
why I'm doing that, and it still works on me. So, anyways, B man, who? Craig, I'm assuming you're going yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm going myself as well. B man, who you going?
I'm gonna go with you, Josh.
Yeah, suck it, Craig.
This is one of those weeks, unfortunately, Craig, you got a couple guys on by, and Josh has got good depth, and he's able to fill in. And
You hear that, Shane? I have good depth. Fuck you.
All I hear is the fucking sloppiness of the blowjob that Brent's giving Josh right now. What is this malarkiness? Depth? You didn't have to go into depth. We're talking starting lineups. No one gives a fuck about his depth.
It matters in the playoffs.
I'm saying his
According to
depth
Shane.
allowed this starting lineup at this
Right.
point in the year.
And I did have to get
Is
rid
that
of
not your
a lot of
entire?
it.
That is a starting lineup. There's no backup in, right? That's your starting lineup. Like if you're feeling perky, you can throw Pickens in over fucking Sutton.
Yeah, I mean my flex would maybe be interchangeable,
So yeah, you don't
depending
have anyone
depending
on
on
the.
matchup. But yeah,
Your
I
depth
know.
looks like shit.
Your depth looks like shit.
Actually, I lied. Your depth does look nice, dude. Tony White, you got some and Pickens. Yeah, you got a great team, Josh. Good job.
Yeah,
I mean,
the only
talking about
problem is not a lot of people see that. They like say, "Oh, who's Pickens?" I don't know. Like not realizing he's good and now he has more opportunity, this and that. The same with White that he's been slowly eating into Fournette's, you know, usage and shit like that. To where if I tried offering something for with those guys, they'd be like, "Oh, that's such a shit trade." Like it's not as bad as you guys think, you know. But I know a lot of the league doesn't follow it that closely, and so
Well, no, it's
I'm a
because he hasn't
sleeper.
emerged yet. It's just because he hasn't emerged yet. You're still waiting on him to
Well,
be
right, and I
on a
mean, yeah,
threat.
I'm not saying like,
He's a great up and comer, but yeah, he hasn't proven anything yet.
well, right, and I'm just saying that as like, I wouldn't go out and offer that for like, say, Kamara, like just as an example. Like, obviously that
Sure.
would be a trash trade, but there's a couple where I'm like, man, that person would be a nice improvement at my flex, like nothing special, but like, say I know who I'm trading with or would be trading with, and I'm like, yep, they're not gonna want anyone no matter what the numbers say, you know. Anyways, Craig, Ike went with you though, so it's tied 2-2
Oh
on
my
that
God,
aspect.
yes, I'm gonna give that dog so many pets the
You
next
will
time I see
not
him.
touch my dog.
I will pet the shit out of that dog.
No, like,
I
I'm
will bring
teaching.
2 of my female dogs over for your dog to have his way with him.
Okay, fine.
If I
Gosh,
get this win, oh, that dog's in the my
no, if
dog's
you get the win, no. They're only doing anal if you get the win.
Okay, let's move on here. My dogs aren't whores, Josh, okay?
How bad do you want the win, Craig? All right, yeah, let's move on. Uh, oh shit, I just did something.
Oh, good.
All right, let's go. All right, what do you do? Do we want to do Dan or Barbara next, or Justin and Shane?
Uh, Justin and Shane.
Justin and Shane. Excuse me. Yeah, I think these two matchups that we got left are two of the better ones this week. Some of the, I mean, Barber hasn't been the hottest, but obviously he's been good. So we're
This will definitely be interesting to see because Justin is down Waddle and he's got to run Najee Harris. So, mm. Well, because you said that it's supposed to snow a shitload in Buffalo, that does affect my. I mean, Diggs plays in the snow, but that might affect the passing game overall.
right.
But I'm not gonna lie, Herbert's been really disappointing. So much so that I dropped fucking Everett. I was tired of it. Herbert's been
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that because that he was like your ride or die. It seemed like.
right. You're right. Yeah. So that offense has been relatively disappointing. Well, mainly Herbert, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Rondell Moore's been looking good. San Francisco, having I guess two receiving options in the running back. I don't. I don't like that. I gotta give it to Justin, man. Shane's putting together these wins, but I just don't like his players overall, unfortunately. So I guess Taylor at Philly, we'll see what happens. McCaffrey's been great, but it's mainly the three. I don't like stacking. I don't like the three stack. If that
Yeah,
makes
it's one
sense.
thing to have two people from the
He's
same offense, but to have
yeah.
three
And then
is
having
crazy.
he's got a Buffalo player as well, but if it's snowing, he's got the deep threat. I don't know if Gabe Davis does anything. He might. It's just too much of a
Right.
gamble.
Diggs and Gavis might equal each other out if the weather is that bad.
I do like how Hawkinson's been utilized in Minnesota's offense. And Cook's been looking healthy. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Justin.
Okay. Who you gonna be, man?
I'm also going to go with Justin. I think he's got his team well prepared for this weekend. He's got his lineup pretty much set. Uh, he's got a nice matchups for the defense and for his flex. So I know it's going to suck for potentially for Diggs with that weather, but they use Diggs in the short and the long game, mid game, so it's like he'll get his
Right.
touches.
It
He'll get
might
his
not affect Diggs as much as it would like
yeah.
a Gabe Davis.
Right. Well, and he
But
sees that deep ball,
oh yeah, he loves those deep balls.
So
So
deep.
deep.
Oh my God, that was a little weird. You guys did it at the same time. That was a little good, guys. I
I
just
would
We
saw
say it
this
just
was.
we hear
I would
we.
say it was perfectly timed.
I was gonna say
perfectly.
yeah.
It's like you
That was
both
pretty
It's
awesome.
like you both climax at the same time.
We
Like
did.
We did. He's saying the same thing,
nice,
dude. We're so used
dude.
to it. That's what I'm saying.
That's rare. That's rare for sure.
It's very
Uh,
fine.
but yeah, no, it's weird because Shane with his three San Fran players, and then he has to play Rondell Moore. He has four people going Monday night right now.
Wow.
That's crazy. I did
That
not notice. That's
Justin's
Yeah,
gonna be going
just a
crazy.
pile of
right.
nerves, dude. Pile of
Justin
nerves.
has to. He's gonna have to be up like 200 to not be freaking out.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
right.
anything less than like 150, he's gonna be freaking
I
out.
mean, can you imagine if he had like bad games, he's gonna be looking towards Monday all fucking Sunday. Oh, yeah.
Right? It's crazy. Like bad games, he's only up like 70. And Shane has four people to go.
Right.
Well, and then Shane will have his quarterback going Sunday night, so half of his team isn't going to be going. Depending who he picks for his kicker, too, it might be. He might as well just go all out and pick like up Matt Prater. Just have five guys going Monday night.
Fuck
At
yeah.
Why
this
not?
point, go for it, man.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried with. We'll see about Lazard. I mean, he's been good. It's just a matter of is he healthy or not. His flex worries me a little bit, and Brian Robinson. We'll see. I mean, he needs a touchdown to be relevant. Otherwise, he doesn't get any work in the passing game. It's possible though against Houston. So, but Shane has a questionable flex too, and Gabe Davis. If that weather is as big of a factor as we think, but yeah, I just there's no way Shane's gonna be able to ride three San Fran players and it not bite him in the butt a couple times. And he's gotten away with it 2 weeks in a row. And I think this might be the week he gets bitten in the butt by it.
They
Ooh.
ain't no Philadelphia, that's for sure. They ain't no
Right.
Philly.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Justin as well. Um
Tell me
and
it's a
let's
Wow.
sweep, dude. Tell me
Look
the
at
puffer
that
dog
depth.
too.
Look at his depth. What nice depth.
yeah, and that too. It doesn't help that he's down Christian Kirk and Kenneth Walker either. Um Shane, that is.
True.
And we'll see if Jonathan Taylor is back to his normal self or not. So, yeah, it's a clean sweep for Justin. So let's go to our
Don't let us down,
last.
Justin.
Yeah, don't let us down. Let's go to our last matchup of Dan versus Barber.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I don't like doing it, I gotta go Dan. So
No,
again,
no, not
he's got
allowed.
I know, I don't want to, but Josh Allen and Cooper, he's got two guys going to that Buffalo game, and Josh got me all worried about the snow. And I don't if it's showing 10 inches out there, that's damn near a foot. How are those boys
Right?
about to play? So I
He's
mean, you
got
never
2 boys on bye.
yeah, he's still got some buy issues. I mean, Jacobs has been doing great. Swift, we talked about being really just a gamble at this point. It sucks. I don't know who F. Maru is. He sounds French, and I don't know. Oh, here's the backup to Darren Waller. I heard he's been doing good.
Fabian
Okay.
Moreau. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he's been doing good. Okay, so I guess that's a decent flyer at tight end.
But I think Andrews is supposed to be back this week.
I just don't see a buy at all for Dan, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I think he just has issue. I mean, Kyle Pitts is the same thing as they both their tight ends could go off. You just don't know. I think it's probably safer that and better off for Dan that Godair got hurt because that's really I still think it's risky running 3-on-1 offense. I get it. I get why you do it with the Philadelphia Eagles of all offenses, but yeah, I mean Dan seems just looking healthy and strong, so he's got everyone there. I think it's pretty easy week for him if everything works out. He gets my vote.
Okay.
Okay, so I just looked up the weather in Buffalo,
Uh,
and it probably won't be as bad as they're at least not right now. This only says 1 to 3 inches, so it must have changed in the last few days, and that's Saturday night. Um,
Oh, gotcha.
Sunday it says partly cloudy, few flurries, snow showers possible, high of 29. But winds are supposed to be 20 to 30 miles an hour.
ooh,
That's quite a bit.
that's quite a bit of win.
I
So
will say though, when freaking what was it, last year or 2 years ago? It was New England versus Buffalo in Buffalo, and the winds were like 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, and Buffalo still threw it like 40 times.
Yeah, no,
So
they like to throw the ball, that's for sure.
right, so that might not be too much of an. I mean, it might be an issue, but like especially for like a Diggs with Justin. Going back to Justin with Diggs, it might not be as bad when you're throwing it 5 yards as compared to trying to throw it 50, 60 to Gabe Davis or whatever. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Like I said, for those who have Buffalo players, I would just keep a track on that throughout the week and see what they say. So right now, it might not be as bad as I was making it out to be, but still, it's something that worth keeping an eye on because that could change day by day.
Yeah.
Um, so you and Dan, Craig.
yeah.
All right, B man, who you going?
I am also going with Dan on this one. Um, he's got 3 freaking great wide receivers that just make him really tough to beat. And then on top of that, James Conner looks like he's established something. So whereas Matt's got some key pieces on by Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett. If those guys were in his lineup,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
it changes things dramatically in this. But um, yeah, I'm going with Dan.
All
As
right,
much
yeah,
as
that's
I fucking hate to.
Mhm.
right. Yeah, Dan has some good wide receiver depth, man, because he still has Mike Williams on the IR, but even Josh Palmer, who's filling in for Williams, like this is not a bad option. But yeah, I'm going Dan as well. Part of this too is I want Brenda I don't want Brenda. I want Barber to lose so that when I beat Craig, I will be in sole possession of the number 1 seed, baby. Um, so that's part of it. But yeah, no, I totally agree with what you said, Bren. It will help if he gets Mark Andrews back. That'll help.
Yep.
I would almost play Isaiah
Because
Likely
Pitts
over.
is Pitts is a bum. Like he's a
Yeah,
literal bum this year.
I
I don't
like
think
how
he's a bum as a person or a player, but like
right
unfortunately they
for
just are not
fantasy.
using him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I like how Dan the week we had him on here was like, he would be dropped already if I wasn't facing Brent. I have to use him against Brent.
I think he's holding on to him just because of that trade.
So it's pretty. I was like, that's pretty hilarious. Like he still has him, is forced to use him and shit.
Yeah.
Oh damn, Kentucky and Michigan State going into double OT. Um,
OT.
but yeah, too. We'll see who Barber uses for his defense. The Saints at the Rams, not a bad play, especially if no
Yeah, that's
Matthews,
actually a great play because the
especially if no
Rams
Matthew
blow.
Stafford.
Yeah.
Which by the way, how great is that working out for the Lions? Like
Oh,
you
that's
can
huge.
you can afford to get like like be like 12th with your pick because the Rams is going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure
Yes.
those Rams are really upset with that Super Bowl. What are you talking about, dude?
Well, I mean, I'm sure most teams would do that. Like if they say, "Hey, you make this trade, you'll
Oh
win the
yeah.
Super Bowl, but then the
hmm
next year you're gonna suck and have a top
Yeah.
10 pick." Like I'm sure almost every team would do that.
Well, you are
Like,
correct. You're not wrong. It's looking pretty good for the Lions end of the deal.
right.
It's a good
So
point. It's a good point.
we'll see. But yeah, no. I'm going Dan. He has some kicker issues too. Has to figure that out. But who Barber's playing isn't like it's not like he's playing a Justin Tucker or something, and
Sure.
so Barber has to hope that Josh Allen is back to the old Josh Allen of being able to put up 30, 40 points, um, or that Swift is able to just get a full workload and go off, and Josh Jacobs gets his because, dude, have you guys seen some Amari Cooper? This is one of the reasons I picked up Donovan Peoples Jones. Amari Cooper averages like fantasy points, like 5 fantasy points on the road, but like 20 something fantasy points at home. Like it's insane that he has splits like that. Like I don't get
That's
it.
crazy.
And he's kind of been like that his whole career where his home stadium he plays a lot better his than away stadiums. And like I said, it's not like he gets 15 at home and 12 on the road. Like no, it's
Yeah.
like 20 at home and like 5 or something like that on the road.
Yeah.
Like
No, I just clicked on him to like look at it. It's crazy to see that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like so like as good as he's been for Barber, it's like I don't know if I don't know if I would play him at Buffalo. Like the weather might be shit, so his quarterback would be maybe doing bad, but then you have him where even if it's not shit, he might there's a good chance he's gonna do awful. But he doesn't really have a choice with Tyreek and Lockett.
Yeah, bye week hell sucks.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going Dan as well. So let me see. Is that a clean sweep for Dan? Nope. Ike went Barber.
Uh
So
Okay.
we all might be fucked.
Right.
oh.
Pupper dog went that way,
So
huh?
Dan, don't let us humans down. You can let the dog down, but not us humans.
Don't let us
Uh,
down, man.
yeah. So all right, boys. You guys got anything else?
Bren, even
No.
though I must destroy you the next 4 weeks, I still love you. But you will be destroyed.
No, 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 no.
Josh, I'm
I don't
sorry
know.
that I have to defeat you as well, my friend, to take you out of the running for the number 1 seed. Granted, if my theory is correct, you'll still have a chance at it next week. So
Yeah, I should. But I might, after this week, I might trade Bren like Travis Kelsey or something for pennies on the dollar just
There
so
we
that
go.
you miss the playoffs,
I'm loving
Greg.
this.
Or I'll let Derrick Henry just go off on you this week, and then when you face Bren, I'll trade him Derrick Henry so you can get destroyed by Derrick Henry twice.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Well, see, there's no collusion though. This isn't collusion. Don't worry.
No. The ACC, you are hearing none of this.
The ACC hasn't done shit all year. There's been so much collusion all year. The ACC
So
just sits
much.
back, getting
Yeah.
blowies from Monica Lewinsky and smoking cigars. That's
Ah,
all
I
they're
think
doing.
so, dude. I think so.
It's so
They're
ridiculous.
taking their sweet time with those investigations, that's for sure.
Right?
Probably be years from now before we hear a verdict.
I'll have 3 kids by then, you know? So, all right, boys.
Alrighty, gentlemen. Let's see. Bit of this. Boom.